There we go. Holy shit, is that how quiet the mic is? Compared to the music? Hold on. What's wrong? Hello? Hello? Okay, that should be better. Let's see, wait for the... Yeah, it's a lot better, okay. Good, good, got that set up. Mute that. Last one. Ta-da. Sorry, give me a second, everyone. I'm getting everything set up. Trying to, anyways. Final touch. No, that's where it's from. Okay. Alright. Now that I got all that crap all situated, let's continue working on this piece. Let's see, what the hell brush was I using? Still learning this shit. Is this? Nah. I don't think it was that. Maybe it was. What's this? Let's see. What brush was I using? Where was it? With this new update, everything got pushed around everywhere. Let's try working with this one. At least for a little bit. Let's start over here at his shoulder. Oh. Alright. That's still... okay. Oh, wait a second. Still gotta change the color. Damn it. Let's see. No, put that back. Shrink that down. That down. And no. But no, I don't want those on the same thing. Separate, thank you. Now shrink. There we go. And I'll select that. The hell? No. My goodness. Starting out the stream and already had a rocky start. There we go. No, that's right. There we go. Alright. Alright. Now we can start up. Well, let's try with some of the paint brushes. Let's try to see what this does. It's a bit laggy. Need to turn off. I'd say I need to check something. That. Yeah, fine. That. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that should be better. Oh, really? Still a bit laggy. Why is it laggy? First of all, I don't want to be fully solid like that. No. It should be right in the right layer, too. Certainly helps if you're in the right layers. Options. Where is... Just gonna be too dark too fast. try any of that. Nope. I gotta be farther down. How? Have to do. Bah, might as well just reset it. It's not working right. Have to fiddle with this later. Where's a reset? No, it worked. Say, I'm not too fond of these new brushes in the new version of Krita. At least not yet. Okay, this one seems to be doing it. I kind of like this one. This one's pretty good so far. Let's see how it looks farther out. Yeah, that's pretty good. You know what it needs? Right about. Yeah. My goodness. There we go. How's it down? There we go. Around there will be the darkest. So how's everyone doing tonight? Good, I hope. Sorry, the stream's a bit late. Now I put in on Twitter that I was going to start a little after 11, but I was hungry. I wanted my food in my belly. And that ain't too much to ask, right? Right? Little food in my belly before I start the stream. Because that way I won't be snacking. And smacking in your ears. Again, for all I know, my voice is just that bad and you don't even want to hear me talk. Eh? Actually, I need to double check, make sure the mic volume's working right. 1 second. Let's see. Over here. Unmute. Okay, mic volume's doing good. Ah, crap. Okay. There we go. Just wanted to double check. See how that's looking. Good, good. Let's see. Where's the... Bring that here a bit. This bit transparent. About there. Alright, remember that. 65. If you don't remind me what transparency I had that at, I'm coming to your house and I'm stealing all your chocolate chip cookies. All of them. And I'll eat all the chocolate chip cookies in front of your face. And I know, how terrible am I? I wonder, is there a way to... Let's see. No, 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 no. Oh, no, no, hell no, no. No, 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 no. Whatever. What transparency did I have it at? Come on. Tell me, I can't remember. What was it? What was it? Anything? Anything? Pfft, fine. I don't need y'all. I remember what it was at. I'll need y'all to help me remember what transparencies I had everything set to. Nope. Let's see. Oh, there goes my neck. Need to crop out a little bit. Eh? There it is. That moment when you zoom in enough to where the grid pops up. There we go. See how the rest of it's doing. Boop. These small, tiny, lonely pixels. Alright. That's enough nitpicking. Okay, there it is. I was about to say, what the hell did I do with my pen? Let's see, near black. Did I just mark over there? No, I didn't. Okay, I'm good. So I just finished watching all of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure series. Parts 1 through 4. I have to say, part 3... it was kind of lackluster. Like, parts 1 and 2 kind of had this overall dark... Like, stuff was going bad and everyone knew it. The entire tone of the series was... Things were going from bad to worse. Monsters and all that crap. And you had one guy who freaking turned his own blood hot enough to melt people, and then freely controlled his veins to stick it into your skin and pump his own blood into your body to melt you from the inside out. Right. But then you go to part 3, and I guess this isn't really a spoiler since it's like, you know, first 2-3 episodes they introduce why everything's it's the main plot point on why they're doing what they're doing. But dude's mother's gonna die in about a month, and yet the entire part 3 has this joking, laid back attitude. Like, most of the people they face are just like these... I get that it's kind of a, you know, villain of the day type show series, but it's seriously just... most of the people they faced were just jokes. Like, this ain't threatening, it's laughable. Why are you one of the main villains when we're trying to stop this evil, immortal asshole? But when the guy's in our face who's stopping us is literally just sitting behind a mirror. And that's how he's hiding from us. He's hiding behind a mirror. What? What the fuck? Why? And then in the last 2 episodes, well, maybe not last 2, but like last 2 or 3 episodes, boom! Complete and total shift in tone. People start dying left and right. And I'm just left with whiplash. Like, what the fuck? We just went from cheery, happy, ha 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 ha. We literally just made the last guy we faced eat his own shit. Ha 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 ha. And then, boom, dead, boom, dead, boom, dead. What the hell? Is this even the same show? I guess my main complaint is that the tone for the entire show didn't actually set up for the frickin' end of the show. It's just, it didn't fit. It didn't fit in any way, shape, or form. And then it was the fact that the stands, you know, the main power that the good guys and the villains have, it's like, who's the better magic user type thing is. It just came out of left field because, again, in the Acts 1 and 2, you had... Hell, what was it called? I don't even remember what it's called anymore. It had something to do with breathing. because the main villain dude they were fighting was some undead dude, and since they were alive, the main difference was the fact that they could breathe, so just breathing is his antithesis or whatever kind of bullshit. But for 2 whole seasons, that was their main. Okay, this is the only way to kill this guy. If you don't use this, you do nothing to the guy. Like, he'll just heal it right back. But if you use this technique, boom, his body literally melts and he can't heal back from it. Alright, that's good. That's good. But then, part 3 rolls in, they got stands now. You got the weird, floaty people, at first people, that all they have, and that's the basis of their powers. Still gotta take out the same guy at the end of it. But for some reason now the stands work. No idea why stands are different, because the main guy they're fighting has a stand. I'm just saying, like, if they made the stands like a offshoot of that original power they had in the first 2 parts, I'd understand, because they would roll together. It would work. It would flow. It's the flow that was lacking with that 3rd season, besides the just overall tone being kind of jokey, nothing's too serious type thing. And then after, like what, 10, 15 episodes of the stands always being these, floaty, I guess, super powered persona of themselves, or something like that. After about 10, 15 episodes of that, out of nowhere, stands no longer have to be that shape. Like, the whole reason they were called stands is because it's like a thing standing beside you at all times. They kind of summon it and dismiss it at will. But the whole concept of the name was the fact that it's standing by your side, giving it, a humanoid, or at the very least, living body where it would be able to stand beside you. That was the theme. 10, 15 episodes in. Wait. We forgot. They don't have to be literally standing beside you. In fact, they can be just about anything. This one guy, his stand is a gun. This orangutan, monkey dude, it's a entire ship. So on, so forth. It was just, they had a concept, but they never stuck with it, is my thing. Part 4, I think it was just kind of a lot better story. It kind of fit. The story flowed better. Like, the whole theme of it was that the town is all bright and normal on one side, but in actuality it's really messed up and creepy and kind of odd, sometimes creepy stuff is going on. And it just kind of fit better. The stories, the little slight, day by day stories kind of fit better. Because it wasn't just an overall, this is what we have to do as fast as possible, or like we have a set time limit, or this person dies. We can't joke around. It was more of a... And along with that, you got the fact that the enemy powers fit this line of thought. You got people being turned into books. You got disappearances. You got mind control. All this kind of stuff, but it fit the narrative a little bit better, is what I'm saying. And again, they still suffered from the fact that, they originally say that the stands are your mental power personified and it will always be standing beside you. And then out of nowhere, stands can be anything. Actually, we lied. Some things that we didn't lie about, but a lot of things we kind of did. Like, yeah, each person can only have one stand, but that stand can keep grab-assing new powers out of nowhere as much as it wants. Like, alright, it did this one thing and that one thing only. If it's a main character or really plot central, it can come up with a whole new power if it wants to. Now, I can understand, like, some of that. Like, to just up the tension. Like, with what they do with the main villain. Which... Actually, they didn't have a main villain till, what? 10 episodes into part 4? But... 4 seasons, 10 episodes in, they get a main villain for the season. And he only has 2 real powers. And they're both, kind of the same thing, just done a little bit differently. I'm like, cool. It's a small power, but with how he's using it, it works really well for him. And it's all about the mental... let's see, it's... Not the power, it's what you do with it kind of deal. You got villains in part 4 that sound like they would be just utter trash. Like, they would be just... Like, your power is what? Your own power is trapping you at a certain location and you can never leave? What? How is this a good thing? I thought stands were supposed to be something that help you out at all times. Like, they're the personification of your own mental prowess or whatever. But this stand actually hurts you? Why? Why would a stand hurt you? Especially, like, the time it happens in part 4 and in part 3 makes sense, I guess. But in part 3, if you know the guy that I'm talking about, good. I'm not going to give too much away, because in case no one's seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. and you want to go see it later, and you're going to hate me because I spoiled crap. So I'm not going to give away too much, but part 4, there's a guy whose power literally locks him away, and he has zero control over it. In fact, he has so little control over it, it's literally not even a part of him anymore. Part of the things with stands is that they are a part of you, right? It is your power. Always by your side to help you out. It's technically your own strength that keeps this thing here. Except for this one dude. With this one dude, nah. It will actually persist forever. You kill him and it would still be here. Like, what? No, it's supposed to be a part of this dude. Actually, this happened in part 3 too, with the one sword thingus. The Stand's master was actually dead frickin' fuck. Centuries ago. And yet the Stand is like, nope, I don't care. The guy who, the guy I'm bound to, he's dead for thousands of years. I'm still around. His power, like, he's dead thousands of years ago. And even though the power of the Stand is directly connected to the power of the person who it's bound, the person, nope, don't care. Rules are for suckers. I mean, I guess for every rule there's an exception, but man. That's not the one. Is this it? Yeah, that's what I want. Ba-doop. Holy shit. Oh no, I'll just say JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3 was good. And Part 4 was good. Part 3 just kind of seemed to be... Honestly, it seemed like it was written by a completely different author. Like, it had just a complete different feel to it. Different tone, different everything. Hamon, I think that's what the original power from parts 1 and 2 was called, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it was Hamon. The power of your breath. Wave energy. Also, the power of the sun, apparently. Yeah, that was the main point of Hamon, and the reason that it worked on the original dude, original bad guy. The original bad guy was a vampire, dying the sun, and the Hamon is... I don't know, you're channeling the power of the sun through your breath, through your breathing. Honestly, I didn't like the Haman stuff myself, but it was just the fact that the author just kind of threw it away in part 3. I mean, Haman was used all of 2-3 times in part 3. So you had 2 seasons of a single power being what everyone uses, or at least what the good guys use to take down the villain. And then part 3 comes around and they just throw it out the window. Nope, don't need this anymore. Don't want it. Nope. Haman, what's that crap? We got stands now. A stand is a real man's power. And again, it at first, like I was saying before, it started out with having set rules. Only stand users can see stands. That rule stuck. Each person can have only one stand. That rule stuck. What else was there? But other than that, it just seemed kind of a yuck. Stands can pretty much do whatever the hell I want. I set a rule down? Who cares? Stands are the powers humans use? Here's a monkey. He has a stand now. What? Stands all are humanoid? Except for this one guy's, but it might be because he's really weak, so he can't summon the full stand? Nope, stands can be anything. It's just most people stands are kind of humanoid. That monkey over there, he can have a stand. That dog, he can have a stand. That cat can have a stand. What was originally a power only given to humans of extreme... I don't know. The qualifications for having a stand were kind of out there. Like, first, okay, you have to be super strong, super survivability, not survivability, super survival instincts, will to fight, all that crap. If you don't got the will to fight, your stand literally kills you itself. Because your body can't take the strain. But then, a few episodes in, wait, why did I set those rules down? They're kind of limiting, which is a good thing about powers. Limited powers are great. I mean, one of the most popular shows coming up around now is, as just about everyone knows, My Hero Academia, right? It's a great show. Most people love it. If you don't love it, well, there's nothing I can do for you. But it's strong. The strong point of My Hero Academia is the powers are limited. No one's going to come up with a whole new power out of nowhere. It's just going to be the same power, used a little bit differently. Or figuring out your own weaknesses and how to, the character's own weaknesses and how to counteract their own weaknesses. Which is great. I love that. The powers can do just about anything, but each person's limited to one single power. And, well, they have the same power from birth, and they will never get any new ones. Alright, they can get 2 powers, but the powers will definitely always either mingle together to form one. The powers work like a bloodline thing. They're just kind of passed down from mom to pop, and mom and pop down to son or daughter. Yada yada yada. But when the powers are passed down genetically down to their son or daughter, the powers will either A, mingle together to form one new power, or B, kind of either not really cancel each other out, but more of adjust to each other. One of the main examples would be one of the secondary characters, I guess, whose powers are ice and fire, who we inherited those powers from his mother and father. The thing is, you can't just shoot ice and fire willy-nilly from anywhere, everywhere. It's literally his ice and fire split straight down the middle. He can only create ice and all that from, his left side? And only create fire from his right side. Which is good. That's a great limiter on his power. And then it's not really a limiter, but he got emotional hang-ups and all that jazz that limits him. Again, not going to go too far into it, because that's spoiler junk. But that's his weakness. It's his emotional baggage that stops him from being able to use all of his power. Which is, again, great. Great for storytelling. Because now it's not just like, I need to overcome this obstacle, so I shall therefore pull a new power out of my ass. Who needs character development when I can just... Now I shoot lightning too. Yeah, I was born able to shoot ice and fire out my hands, but now I can shoot lightning too, so yeah. And that's what most anime and stuff would do. It's just, main character in a bind. Here's a new power. Like, I threw a villain at my main character that he can't defeat. Let's just give him a new power, or a new friend who's got a new power, and that new friend / power will allow them to defeat the villain. No need for my character to just use what they already have and figure out how to use what they have to win. Nah, no need for that kind of crap. Let's just give them a new friend or new power and just do whatever. Nah. Hero Aka, yeah, they every now and again introduce a new character. But so far, it looks like the only character that's going to be prevalent over the rest of the series, their only power is to negate power. Well, not to negate. It's kind of a... Basically, all they're doing is stopping a rebound of damage, and therefore allowing the main character to use his full power. Like, that was the only thing. That's the only thing really stopping him. from just basically one-shotting everyone is that his own body can't take the strain. But this new character is able to basically negate, well, all that damage. But only within close proximity and jazz like that. So it's not something the hero could do all the time, and it's not anything new, it's just, alright, this is what you were always capable of. Like, you were doing this shit before, but you were constantly breaking your own body and putting yourself out of commission within one shot. You were a little glass cannon. But now you can actually use your abilities, which is great. And just great. Let's see, where did... No. Oh, fuck, did I lose the power? Did I lose it? No, okay, that's the one I was using. Hey, I'm gonna be back real quick. I just need to grab something to drink. Throat's kind of parched. BRB? Alright, I'm back. Got some juice. Juice. Got some juice. Let's see, where is... Okay. Yeah, okay. Alright. Damn it. There we go. That's too small. Hell, I don't think this is the right... So this one? No. Damn it, I lost the brush I was using. I think it was that one. I know, it's much more splotchy. Nope. No. I miss my old brushes. Actually, that's pretty good. I like that one. There we go. Down to 50. There we go. Huh. Huh. Okay, back to work. Damn thing. There we go. Alright. Shit. I'm gonna shrink this, is too big. That's what she said. Yeah, like I was saying before, Hiroaka, honestly, it set the bar for me on how superpowers should be treated in cartoons and anime. Don't just, throw powers out willy-nilly. Give your characters set powers and let them grow. Let them use those powers to grow. I mean, honestly, one of my favorite characters in Hiroaka barely gets any screen time. And no, it's not the frog chick. I know everyone's going to think it's the frog chick. No. It's the rock dude. The guy who can harden his body. I know what you're thinking, like, why is he your favorite? He's not super powerful and he's not a super cute girl. No, but recently in the manga, he did one of the best things I've seen any character in the series actually do. He, has really simple superpower. Can harden his body so that he can withstand stronger blows. Now, of course, he's always used it in a really creative way where if he puts all his fingers together, his hand becomes sharp. But again, it's still the same power, just little bit of creativity there to make it sharp. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how he recently needed a power boost. Right? The people he was facing were way higher class than he was. But, again, the world of Hero Aka, you can't really get a power boost. Except with, like, some spoiler, some drugs and the spin-off series that the author has going on. It actually looks a lot better than what I got going on over here. But yeah, he's got... So what did he do to power up? He just made himself... Well, to borrow from Pokemon, use Harden. That's it. He just used his ability to make himself even harder than he was before. He just strained himself more. And again, the one thing with the superpowers in Hero Aka is that they're like muscles. The more you use them, the stronger they become. And he just got to a point where he just worked out his hardening ability to where it's even stronger. And he went, full body rock hard. But it got to such a point that he could withstand small, if I remember correctly, small firearms. And the downside, though, is that it reduces his speed a lot. He can't really move fast like that because it's his whole body, including his joints, hardened to such a point where he's basically a full body bulletproof vest. But the fact that he actually figured out how to make his power even stronger than it already was, instead of just waiting for others to show up to help him out or just giving up, he just took it. He just figured out what he took what he had to use and figured out how to make it work. And I can already see how he can improve in the future. It's already been shown that he's able to harden specific parts of his body. Like, he is consistently at times only hardened, his hands or just his arms. Why is this not going as dark as I wanted to go? There. But he's consistently done that. So, what I'm thinking is, in the future, he'll figure out how to harden every part of his body except his joints. Like, all of his arms, all of his legs, except for his knees, elbows, ankles, and wrists. Giving him full length, full body movement as he would have normally. But now every single rest of his body, like his head, his head, his forearms, his chest, his legs, are all gunfire resistant. And now he can move as fast as he could before. That would be a force to be reckoned with. And again, you don't see stuff like that in a lot of other anime and shows. Character growth like that and power growth like that, specifically. Normally, the power growth is, say, something like One Piece. Let's pick on one of the big three. One Piece. We are never going to find this treasure chest with this amazing fortune because we never can actually look for it. Except for, I think they just now, recently, in like the 700 chapter mark, they finally got a single clue on where to find the treasure. The treasure? Think about that. It took them 700 chapters to get one clue? The hell? How long they plan on milking this series out? But, not the topic. What I'm talking about is that in the series, Luffy has one power. Right? In the beginning. He is made of rubber. And for a long time they played with that, and I liked how they played with that in the beginning. First it's just, I stretch and I get stretchy punch. That's basically how he used it for a long time. Then eventually things called for it and he needed more power. But this was near the time skip where they redesigned so many characters, and that's a whole nother topic because I hate what they did to Chopper. I get he's a goof off character for comedy relief, but you got Usopp for that. Now I think they got like 3 characters dedicated to, well, hell, the whole cast is dedicated to comedy relief, but still. I mean, Chopper had that whole, this hat is all I have to remember the guy who trained me and saved my life deal going on. And then, time skip happens. What hat? Hat's gone. Don't care anymore about the guy who saved my life and trained me. Nope, he's gone. He's in the past. But back again, what I was saying before, the power thing. Around the time skip time, or at least near it, it's either a little before or a little after that, they invent a whole new set of powers. Like before, it was the fruit that gave people powers. It was only those devil fruits. Then, near the time skip time, instead of coming up with they still come up with new devil fruit powers, but in order to hype the tension, I guess, they invented a whole new power set. Can't remember what the hell they called it, but I think it was like something about only the people who have the will to be king or something like that can get this power. And there are like 3 different types of power. I think one of those was the power to command. And basically it makes it where people have to do what you say. But again, didn't they already have a few characters that had that power? Like, wasn't that one of the devil fruits that did that? Anyways. They invented this whole power of the king, and Luffy, in order to power up, got a whole new power. The power to harden his body. And they made it where devil fruit is basically null and void unless you have this power, because the only way to break someone who's got that hardening ability is if you have that hardening ability or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but because I haven't been keeping up with the series that much since that time skip. It's just been bleh. But after you get that little, after, that time skip, before that, he was doing great with coming up with new ways to use his powers. Like the whole, use his legs as pumps to pump his heartbeat up even faster than it should be able to go. And then, crap like that. And then blowing air into his arm to inflate it to make a giant arm for a giant punch. Those were some cool power-ups. Because again, it's playing off his original power and it's just changing how he's using it. That's what I loved. And it was just, that was cool. But then they introduced the whole, whatchamacallit? They introduced the whole, the king's power. You got the power to command, the power to harden your body. And I think there was 1/3 power. But hell if I can remember it. And just honestly, for me, that whole King's Power thing just threw me off for the series. More so than the fact that they only just recently got a single hint to the treasure. It's just a lot of the stuff the series does I don't like, because it seems to lack a lot of focus. One Piece does. Like, again, they say they're going to look for One Piece, the treasure to end all treasures, or something like that. That's what they're looking for. But they don't look for it, really. They just they honestly got no rhyme or reason to. They're just bouncing from island to island, from island to continent to island to continent. Zero rhyme, zero reason, and just, who knows? Who knows where we'll end up next? Maybe the next continent will actually give us a hint on where to find the treasure? Probably not. In fact, probably we'll get so sidetracked by whatever is plaguing that single continent that we'll stop everything we're doing just to solve that continent's problems. Like, we'll solve all of their problems. Luffy says he don't want to be a hero because he just wants, as he explained it, he wants all the meat to himself, and heroes share their meat. Yet every single time he gets a chance to, quote unquote, keep all the meat to himself, he just kind of, I feel like throwing myself into this continent's complex and long-lasting political struggle and just trying to solve everyone's problems myself. I can kind of understand the whole he says one thing, but he really does the other, where he helps people out. Because, yeah, cool, good, that's all good. But when you jeopardize your own story, like, the main plot of find the treasure, then it's just kind of, why? I think this is one thing a lot of anime suffers from, because I guess it's the way manga and anime have been working for years now, for freaking decades. And the way that's always been is that manga has to get featured in a weekly or monthly or yearly magazine, or else you're going to make no money. Because that's how you get your main fan base, and that's how you get well, first of all, you get noticed enough just to make your series into an actual standalone novels. If you don't do that original, make a deal with the magazine company, then you're basically screwed out, because you're not going to be able to make your manga. But the thing is, the way those things work is you have to make a new chapter every month or every week, depending on where you're working. And that's your workflow. Every month or every week, new chapter. Boom, done. Boom, done. Boom, done. Boom, done. Boom, done. And when it comes time for the anime adaptation, they have to... Well, the anime quickly catches up to what's already in the weekly or monthly series. And at that point, either the anime dies, or you hope the author has come up with enough filler stuff that they can make a lot of filler episodes, which, will often kill the flow of the series. That's too dark. Let's try this over here. Yeah, that's a lot better. But that's another thing. Hero Academia's kind of been doing great in comparison to all these other big name anime and manga. The anime is waiting for the series to finish a chapter instead of trying to release every episode as fast as possible. Manga finishes a chapter, they create the anime for that chapter, for that story arc. And with that, without the pressure of trying to keep on making content for the anime, there's no filler, oh, we're in the middle of this intense battle, but here's a beach episode. The character's mother died in the last episode, and let's go to the amusement park this time. I'm exaggerating, but you get my point. with Hiraka, it's you got the storyline, and that's what it's going to follow until the very end of the story, until the end of the story arc. And I love that. It's great. You don't have to deal with stuff like Bleach's full on actual season of filler. I remember the anime was, honestly, if I remember correctly, I was watching on Adult Swim, and they were in the middle, like, dead center of the Aizen arc. And out of nowhere, it stopped playing the Aizen arc just to air the whole all their swords are now alive and they have to fight their actual weapons. Why is this here? Why are we stopping where we stopped? That's a terrible spot to stop. Alright, I'm definitely liking this brush right here. It looks great. Oh, shit. Gotta drop stuff. I'm probably gonna have to completely redo his face once some other time. Alright, I think I got a good amount of work done. I mean, I finished his shoulder. Figured out what brush I want to use for the rest of this piece. And I really like how the armor turned out so far. Especially that chest piece. I like that a lot. Yeah, his face is going to have to be revisited. Especially that freaking eye. That kills me. Let me see if I can find... Where'd you go? No. Face. Eye. Oh, yeah, I don't remember. Okay, I want that one. This one, that one, this one. Do. Let's see if I can... What the hell? No, not that. No, that's not even that one. Okay, it's just these two. And it's not going to let me do that. Nice. Alright, let's see if I can... Let's work with the pupil first. Flatten that a bit. Now let's flatten the iris. Not quite enough. Oh, no, go back. The hell? back. Control Z. Uh, why? Why you do this to me? Why you do this to me, Krita? Okay, there we go. Good. Let's try that again. The hell? Pop this out some more. Let's try. Well, now it's going to work. Fine. Let's do that. See how that looks. That definitely looks a little better. A little. But yeah, I think I got enough work for tonight done. If anyone watches this later on, because I can see right now I've got no viewers. If everything I'm seeing is accurate, I got no viewers right now. So if anyone sees the recording in the future, follow me on Twitter and you'll get updates on when I'm going to stream and all that crap. YouTube, where you're going to be watching this later on. Got the records of all my old streams. I'll be posting all my speed paints there and stuff like that. Follow me on Twitch for more streaming, a lot of games, stuff like that, for the live stuff. Or if you just want to watch my art stuff, Picarto.tv. Hope everyone has a great night, day, or evening. Whenever it is you're watching this. Goodbye.